Hey everyone, it's Matt from Redline Studios in New York, here with another Motivational Monday. Motivation Mondays are all about giving advice in a positive perspective for people working in the film and television industry or individuals wanting to break into the field. Today's Motivational Monday topic is starving artist. The term starving artist exists for a reason, and if you notice, it doesn't only apply to artists who are just starting out. In fact, many artists who are deemed successful die broke. Now, how is discussing this motivational? Because when you're broke and struggling and a starving artist, it's easy to say, this is only happening to me. Well, as someone who has worked with all walks of life, celebrities, indie filmmakers, and as someone who myself has had many ups and downs, I too have had wealth and been broke as fuck. And when I say broke as fuck, I don't mean I've only gotten $100,000 in the bank. I mean that I'm so broke I can't afford fucking food. So, if you're living out of your car, scraping together pennies to pay for gas, I was once there. And many successful people were also once there. And many of those people often return to those times of their life if they're not careful. What have I learned through all of this? It's that all artists, to some degree or some fashion, have struggled. Everybody's broke. The more you realize that your struggling is fairly universal, the more you start to remove the fear and anxiety that comes with that. More people than you realize are struggling with opportunity than you think. When I was younger and just starting out, I would often work a job with someone of note. Could be a celebrity or maybe someone who just won an Academy Award. And what I would always find fascinating is when the production would wrap, these people who I thought were way above me would linger and hang around and say, "It was great working with you, Matt. By the way, if you have any future work, can you please let me know? Or if you're on your next project and you need an actor, can you call me?" So here I was, this person thinking that these people were above me and going to help me and elevate my career, and they're the ones asking me for help. And so it just puts things in perspective that we are all struggling, that there are no guarantees. Many people who you think are riding high have no idea what they're doing next. I remember once I had a meeting with a guy who had just won an Academy Award. And he told me he was struggling to find work. And I said, "Well, what are you doing now?" And he goes, "Do you want to know what I'm doing now? I'm working in a deli slicing meat." It was humbling. So for those of you who have work, be thankful for it. For those of you that don't get too down in the dumps. Just because someone appears to be doing well doesn't mean they are. I'll share one more personal story that kind of keeps all of this in perspective. I had the opportunity to meet Terry Gilliam, the big Hollywood director, right after he was just wrapping up his film, The Brothers Grimm. I'm a huge fan of his, and I had a few moments to speak with him. And I remember kind of jokingly saying, well, it must be nice to hit your level of success where you don't really have to chase down financiers anymore or beg for money. And he literally said to me, "Are you out of your mind and are you joking?" He said, "I am still groveling and begging on my knees to investors." So then I said, well, it must be nice to at least have creative control, I guess. I'm assuming they let you do what you want. And again, he responded, "No way in hell." He said, "Matt, on the Brothers Grimm, I had fought with executives tooth and nail to put a prosthetic nose on Matt Damon because that's what I wanted creatively for the film. But they were worried that altering his physical appearance would hurt box office sales and that if people saw him on a poster with a prosthetic nose, they wouldn't go see the movie." So it just keeps things in perspective. All artists, despite their level of success, struggle in some way, be it creatively or financially. And so if you're struggling right now or you're broke as shit, get in line because we all are. I hope you enjoyed this Motivational Monday advice. For more tips, expertise, and interviews with film and television experts, follow us on our social media or visit us at www.redlinestudios.net.